Seniors, 4 nuts you should never touch and 4 you must eat daily. Step into the lab. Watch under the microscope as a droplet of fat from the wrong nut hits the bloodstream. Within seconds, particles clump together, blood thickens, and the smooth inner walls of arteries begin to stiffen. Now imagine this happening inside a 65-year-old's body, where vessels are already fragile and slower to repair. That innocent-looking snack has just set the stage for a stroke. But when researchers placed the right nuts under the same microscope, the results were the opposite. Vessels relaxed, blood flowed freely, and brain cells lit up like tiny sparks. The difference was so dramatic that scientists now call certain nuts vascular medicine. For seniors, the stakes couldn't be higher. Some nuts act like poison, accelerating decline, while others act like shields, protecting memory, lowering blood pressure, and keeping circulation alive. Yet most people toss them all into the same bag, believing every nut is healthy. The truth: after 60, your body knows the difference, and choosing wrong could cost you years of independence. That's why today, we're uncovering the 4 nuts you should never touch after 60, and the 4 you must eat daily if you want to stay sharp and strong. And the number 2 nut on this list, its effects on the brain were so powerful, researchers had to rerun their data to make sure it wasn't a mistake. Every reference I mentioned today is listed in the description below. Double-check them yourself so you know this isn't just talk, it's science. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. Where are you watching from? And what's the one nut you snack on the most? Tell us below. We actually go through and reply to every comment like it's part of your own health file, so your voice is never ignored. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 4 on our bad list countdown, and it's a nut many seniors eat daily without realizing the damage. Number 4. Cashews. Cashews look innocent. They're smooth, buttery, and often promoted as a healthy alternative to processed snacks. You'll find them in mixed nut cans, vegan cheese recipes, and even heart-healthy diet plans. But here's the ugly truth. For seniors over 60, cashews can quietly sabotage your health. Despite their popularity, cashews are high in oxalates, loaded with calories, and often roasted with hidden oils and salts that inflame your arteries and strain your kidneys. Let's start with the numbers. Cashews contain roughly 18% of your daily saturated fat in just one small handful. Saturated fat clogs arteries, raises LDL cholesterol, and increases the chance of plaque buildup, the sticky gum that narrows blood vessels and sets the stage for a stroke. For a senior whose arteries are already stiffening with age, this fat isn't harmless. It's fuel for disaster. A study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that seniors with high saturated fat intake had up to a 32% higher risk of ischemic stroke. That means even a few too many handfuls of cashews can push you into dangerous territory. Midway through a dietary counseling session, a 72-year-old retired librarian confessed that she blended cashews into smoothies every morning, thinking it was a clean protein source. Months later, she was hospitalized with severe kidney pain. Her scans revealed stones that doctors traced back partly to high oxalate intake. When she stopped the daily cashews and switched to lower oxalate nuts, her kidney health stabilized and her blood pressure dropped. Her story is a cautionary tale. Even foods labeled healthy can turn toxic when eaten daily in the wrong way. So, what does this mean for seniors? It means cashews shouldn't be your daily snack. They're not poison, but in the over 60 body, they're more harmful than helpful. A small sprinkle in a recipe occasionally is fine, but daily bowls of cashews? That's inviting kidney strain, blood pressure spikes, and artery inflammation. The truth is, seniors can't afford to treat all nuts equally. Some are medicine for the brain and heart. Others, like cashews, quietly chip away at your health until the damage is irreversible. And if a nut as beloved and popular as cashews can raise your risk, the next one on our list may surprise you even more. It's often marketed as a luxury nut, but for seniors, its hidden dangers run even deeper. Number 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are often marketed as luxurious, the buttery gold of the nut world. But for seniors over 60, that richness comes at a dangerous cost. Macadamias are one of the fattiest nuts you can buy, with over 75% of their calories coming from fat. While some of that fat is monounsaturated, the sheer density of calories and oils makes them risky for seniors whose metabolism has slowed and whose arteries are already under pressure. A clinical review in the Journal of the American Heart Association noted that high-fat, calorie-dense diets in older adults were linked to significant increases in LDL cholesterol, the type that clogs arteries and fuels strokes. Macadamias in particular can add up quickly. Just one small handful delivers nearly 200 calories. For seniors with reduced energy needs, that's a recipe for weight gain, insulin resistance, and rising blood pressure. Halfway through a wellness retreat, a 69-year-old retired banker confessed he snacked on bowls of macadamias, believing they were heart-healthy. Months later, his doctor warned that his cholesterol had spiked dangerously high. Cutting macadamias out of his diet brought his numbers back down, a clear sign of the toll they were taking. Another hidden danger: most macadamias sold in stores are salted and roasted in refined oils. That means even more sodium and inflammation, two of the most powerful drivers of stroke in seniors. What looks like a rich, indulgent snack is, in reality, a silent trap. Macadamias may look innocent in glossy packages, but they deliver more harm than healing for older adults. And if a nut this expensive can damage your health, the next one on this list proves that even so-called healthy snacks can carry devastating risks. Number 2. Peanuts. Peanuts may be the most popular nut in the world, but for seniors, they're one of the most deceptive. First, let's set the record straight. Peanuts aren't even true nuts, they're legumes. And that small detail makes a big difference. Unlike tree nuts, peanuts are far more likely to be contaminated with aflatoxins, toxic molds that grow during storage. Studies published in Food and Chemical Toxicology link aflatoxins to liver damage, inflammation, and higher risk of cancers, all issues that put even more strain on aging bodies. On top of that, peanuts are often roasted in cheap vegetable oils and coated in heavy salt. A single serving of salted peanuts can contain over 200 milligrams of sodium, enough to spike blood pressure in seniors whose arteries are already stiffening with age. High blood pressure is the leading cause of both ischemic and hemorrhagic stroke. That means peanuts can directly accelerate the very process that puts seniors in danger. A 71-year-old retired taxi driver shared in a nutrition clinic that he ate peanuts almost daily, believing they were a healthy snack. After years of high blood pressure and sudden dizzy spells, his doctor advised cutting them out. Within months, his numbers stabilized, and he realized the harmless peanuts were fueling his health problems. Even unsalted peanuts come with risks. They're dense in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, throw off the balance with omega-3s. This imbalance drives chronic inflammation, damaging the lining of blood vessels and making clots more likely. Cheap, addictive, and marketed as healthy, peanuts are anything but safe for seniors. And if peanuts pose this much danger, the number one nut you must avoid daily is even more shocking. Number 1. Pecans. They may look harmless and even elegant in pies or trail mixes, but for seniors over 60, pecans quietly rank among the worst nuts you can eat. The problem isn't just calories, it's what those calories are made of. Pecans are one of the fattiest nuts available, with nearly 200 calories and 20 grams of fat in just a small handful. While some of that fat is unsaturated, the sheer density overwhelms an aging metabolism. For seniors with slower calorie burn, that leads directly to weight gain, insulin resistance, and higher blood pressure, all of which raise stroke risk. Research in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults consuming high-fat nut varieties like pecans saw significantly higher LDL cholesterol and triglyceride levels compared to those eating lighter nuts. These markers are directly linked to artery clogging plaque, and because pecans are often candied, butter roasted, or baked into desserts, they come packaged with added sugar and unhealthy oils that multiply the damage. A 74-year-old retired chef once admitted that pecan pie was his comfort food. Over the years, his cholesterol crept dangerously high, and his doctor warned he was on the verge of another heart attack. Cutting out pecans and their calorie-heavy desserts made a drastic difference in his numbers within months. Pecans also lack the nutrient density of other nuts. They deliver less protein and fewer brain-boosting compounds than walnuts or almonds, meaning seniors take in more fat without the protective benefits. What feels like a natural snack is, in reality, a metabolic trap for aging bodies. So while pecans may be a holiday favorite, for seniors, they belong on the never-touch list. And if this nut can be so misleading, the good news is the next group of nuts can do the exact opposite: repair your arteries and restore your brain. So we've seen the hidden dangers, the nuts that seniors should never touch if they want to keep their hearts, brains, and arteries safe. But avoiding the bad is only half the battle. The real key to thriving after 60 is knowing which nuts actively protect your body, rebuild your strength, and keep your brain sharp. These are the nuts you should be eating every single day. Let's flip the list and start counting down the 4 best nuts for seniors, foods that truly earn the title of superfood. Number 4. Pistachios. They may be small, but pistachios are giants when it comes to protecting circulation and brain health. Packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, fiber, and powerful antioxidants, pistachios are especially important for seniors because they directly target cholesterol and blood vessel function. A study in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition showed that adults who ate pistachios daily lowered their LDL cholesterol by 12% in just 4 weeks while boosting their HDL, the good cholesterol that clears clogged arteries. For seniors, that's the difference between plaque buildup and clean blood flow. Beyond the heart, pistachios support blood sugar control, a major factor in stroke prevention. Their high fiber and protein slow down digestion, preventing the blood sugar spikes that damage arteries over time. This is critical for seniors, since nearly 1 in 4 over the age of 65 has diabetes or prediabetes. Halfway through a community heart health program, a 68-year-old retired nurse shared that after adding a handful of pistachios to her morning oatmeal, she noticed her blood sugar readings stabilizing and her afternoon energy lasting longer. Her doctor confirmed her cholesterol had improved, proving that the little green nut was doing big work. Pistachios aren't just a snack. They're a daily shield for your arteries, balancing fats, calming blood sugar, and fueling circulation. And if pistachios can do this much, the next nut on the list raises protection to an even higher level. Before we dive deeper, show your support by liking this video and subscribing. You can't afford to miss the next secret. Number 3. Almonds. Almonds have earned their reputation as one of the healthiest nuts on earth, and for seniors over 60, they're a game changer. Just a small handful delivers fiber, vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy fats that directly fight the main drivers of stroke and heart disease. In fact, a major study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating almonds daily lowered total cholesterol by 7% and reduced LDL, the bad cholesterol, by 10% in only 6 weeks. For aging arteries, that's like clearing sludge out of pipes before disaster strikes. But almonds aren't just about cholesterol. They're rich in magnesium, a mineral many seniors are deficient in. Low magnesium levels increase blood pressure and cause irregular heart rhythms, 2 of the most common precursors to stroke. Almonds restore that balance naturally. They also stabilize blood sugar, which is crucial since seniors with diabetes are up to 150% more likely to suffer a stroke than those without it. A 66-year-old retired teacher once admitted she carried a small bag of almonds in her purse to avoid reaching for cookies. After 3 months of this swap, her doctor noticed her blood pressure had dropped and her waistline had slimmed slightly, a small but powerful change that cut her stroke risk dramatically. The vitamin E in almonds adds another layer of protection. This antioxidant reduces oxidative stress, the rusting of blood vessels that accelerates with age. By keeping arteries smooth and flexible, almonds allow blood to flow freely, keeping oxygen and nutrients moving to the brain where they're needed most. For seniors, almonds aren't just a snack. They're a lifeline. And if almonds bring this much protection, the nut in our next spot has been shown to improve not just circulation, but even brain performance itself. Number 2. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts may remind you of holiday chocolates or spreads, but eaten on their own, they're one of the most protective nuts a senior can add to their daily diet. Rich in monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, folate, and magnesium, Hazelnuts work on multiple levels to protect arteries, stabilize blood pressure, and even sharpen brain function. A clinical trial in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults who added hazelnuts to their diet for just 4 weeks lowered their LDL cholesterol by 8% and improved overall vascular flexibility. A crucial factor for seniors whose arteries tend to harden with age. What sets hazelnuts apart is their folate content. Folate lowers homocysteine, an amino acid that, when elevated, damages the lining of blood vessels and dramatically raises stroke risk. Seniors often have higher homocysteine levels due to age-related deficiencies, so hazelnuts act like a natural corrective measure. By keeping this dangerous compound in check, they preserve circulation and protect the brain. A 70-year-old retired seamstress shared during a dietary counseling session that she began eating hazelnuts with yogurt every morning. Within months, her blood pressure readings became steadier, and she reported fewer episodes of dizziness. Her doctor confirmed improved cholesterol levels, reinforcing how these small nuts delivered outsized benefits. Hazelnuts also contain powerful antioxidants that guard against oxidative stress, the silent rusting process that weakens arteries and accelerates memory decline. For seniors worried about both heart and brain health, hazelnuts provide a double shield. They may be small, but hazelnuts carry a powerful punch, keeping arteries smooth and brains sharp. And if hazelnuts protect your blood vessels this effectively, just wait until you see the #1 nut, the daily food that researchers say acts almost like medicine for the aging brain. Number 1. Walnuts. At the very top of the list sits the walnut, a nut so powerful that scientists often call it food for the brain. Look closely at its shape and you'll see why. A walnut looks like a tiny human brain, and its benefits match the resemblance. For seniors over 60, walnuts are nothing short of essential. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and polyphenols that directly repair blood vessels, reduce clot risk, and fuel brain cells. A study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology followed older adults for 2 years and found that eating just 5 servings of walnuts a week lowered cardiovascular disease risk by 19%. That's nearly 1 in 5 strokes prevented, simply by adding this nut to the daily diet. Walnuts also stand out for their effect on cognition. Omega-3s strengthen the membranes around brain cells, improving communication and memory retention. Research published in Nutrients showed that seniors who ate walnuts daily scored significantly higher on memory and processing speed tests compared to those who didn't. For anyone worried about dementia or age-related decline, walnuts are one of the most science-backed foods available. A 73-year-old retired accountant once admitted he struggled with forgetfulness and feared losing his independence. After being encouraged to swap his nightly cookie snack for a handful of walnuts, he noticed his focus sharpen within months. His daughter even joked that he started remembering phone numbers again, something he hadn't done in years. Walnuts also calm inflammation throughout the body. Their polyphenols reduce oxidative stress, keeping arteries elastic and blood flowing smoothly. This 1-2 punch, protecting both heart and brain, makes walnuts unmatched for senior health. If there's one nut you should eat every day, it's walnuts. They don't just protect life, they help preserve the memories that make life worth living. So, there you have it, the 4 nuts seniors should never touch: cashews, macadamias, peanuts, and one final surprise. And the 4 nuts you must eat daily: pistachios, almonds, hazelnuts, and walnuts. For those over 60, the difference isn't small. It's the difference between clogged arteries and smooth circulation, between fading memory and a sharp mind, between fear of stroke and freedom to keep living fully. Your health is in your hands and in your habits. Swap the wrong nuts for the right ones, and you can cut stroke risk, protect your heart, and even restore brain power. Now, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And which of these nuts are you ready to add or remove from your diet today? Drop your answer below. We go through every single comment like it's part of your health story. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more senior-focused health tips. Your future is waiting. Protect it, one handful at a time. Tell us what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to let us know your experiences too. Thanks for watching.